the new record, your new self-titled album just came out, and it's your first on Vagrant. And they've really been sort of diversifying their roster here over the last couple years. So how'd you end up teaming up with them?
I always thought that this record was right for Vagrant, and I didn't know much about them except that they had put out some Paul Westerberg records a few years ago, and I just liked the name, and I thought that the sound of the record sounded like it should be on Vagrant. So we didn't know what we were doing with it. This is my third record in like a year and a few months on 3 different labels, and so this one I was like, why don't you call up this Vagrant record, see if they're into it? And my guys sent it to them and they loved it. I was like, all right, I knew it. Let's go, Vagrant, and that was it.
Well, you recorded it. You recorded this album very quickly while you were kind of under the weather, but with Mr. Frank Black, which I know you as enough of a music nerd to know that had to be a life highlight. How in the world did you hook up with Frank?
It was fate that brought us together, I think. But yeah, if I wasn't a music nerd, I probably wouldn't have done it. I was like, I gotta go do this. We had a mutual friend, as it turned out. This woman, Nancy Walker, used to be my first A&R person when I was at Columbia.
Yeah.
And she was only there for my first record, then they fired her for some reason. I don't know why, but that's just how it goes. But I hadn't seen her in years, and I bumped into her, and we started talking, and she's like, you should make a record with Charles Thompson. And I'm like, who's Charles Thompson? And she's like, it's Frank Black. And I was kind of bewildered. I didn't know that was his real name. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to work with that guy. He's one of my heroes. But I didn't really think nothing of it. And then like 2 weeks later, I get an email from him saying, hey man, let's make some music. And I had totally forgot about it. And she delivered. Nancy Walker delivered on her promise to get Frank Black to work with me.
And the schedule all came about because you were already like booked and getting ready to go in and make the record that became Back and Forth. Yeah. And so did you work on this it was before that even happened?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks before I was going to Omaha to make Back and Forth. And like my managers were like, you gotta focus, what are you doing? I'm like, no way, I'm going to Oregon and I'm making a rock record. And I had enough material, so I just
It's not an opportunity that you can pass up, working with Frank.
Yeah, so I went for it, and I didn't have any expectations. I didn't know if we'd get along, if it would turn out good or what, but I just figured it'd be a good experience that I couldn't pass up. So I went for it. He picked me up at the airport in Salem, and we made this thing happen in 5 days. And I'm so happy that it's out now, because I would say it was actually painful to sit on it for so long, because I was really excited about this record when I finished it, and it just had an energy that I really needed to get out for myself. So I'm really happy it's out.